I'm going to do a quick tutorial on our current template setup for Vcarve Pro. We can go ahead and open Vcarve. We get to this screen here that pulls up anytime a new opening, anytime you open a new window. You can also go ahead and do new from template up here if there's already something open or somebody else had a project running. You can do new from template here, or you can do new from template here. We're going to open up the only template that's in our router folder. Anything else will be moved into a different folder. This is the main one we're going to use for aluminum routing for the season. When it opens, you're going to leave most of this the same. The only thing you really need to change is your thickness depending on the type of aluminum you're going to cut. It defaults to quarter because if you forget to change it and you end up starting to cut 16th or 0.09 or something at quarter, it's fine. It'll just be a lot slower because it's going to take a bunch of passes in the air and cut the air for the thickness that's not there. But if we want to, we can change this down to 0.09, so that's what we're cutting this time. And we're just going to change the material thickness right there. And we're going to leave everything else the same. So it always is going to home in that bottom left. We're going to zero off the machine bed. And then we can leave the length and width the same if we need to. We normally would change it if we were doing tube. If we're doing a tube jig, we might change it. But for most of our stuff, we can go ahead and leave it here, and we can just cut down in this bottom left corner, and that's going to be our home position when we home the router in the actual router control software. We can go ahead and hit yes. It will tell us there are errors, but that's fine. And we'll hit OK through that. And now we can import our DXF file. To do that, there's actually a step that is important. We have to import our DXF file into Lightburn first, so that we get a clean DXF. The one exported out of Onshape has a bunch of their drawing layers on it that we don't need. And so we're going to get a clean DXF into Lightburn. We can just import it real fast. If you want to make your life easy, move it down to the bottom left corner real fast, and then hit File Export. And we can export it right on top of that DXF if we want. That's fine. We can keep the name. And now when we come into Vcarve, we can import vectors up here. Go ahead and import that DXF. It's going to be in that bottom corner if you moved it in Lightburn. If not, it may be up in space somewhere. It may be up out here. But the important thing is when we look at this layer list, there's not a ton of layers here. So we have our inside, outside, and our zero layer. And currently, our items here are all on the zero layer. And we're going to very quickly, we're going to go ahead and select everything, right-click, move to layer, move to inside cutouts, because that's going to put any of the holes that we have on this part, anything like that, are all going to be moved to inside. Then we're going to click off, select just our outside perimeter, and go ahead and say move to outside cutouts. And so now those have two different colors. If we need to, we can drag this further into the corner. And if we really want to, if we want to put it exactly in the corner, we can move selected object, tell it absolute, left corner, 0, 0, apply, and it'll move it exactly into that left corner. So now it's going to start cutting exactly where we tell the router is its home. So if you find a little pocket of aluminum, if you're trying to cut out a piece of scrap really fast, you know it's going to cut exactly where you tell it to, because it's already down at that 0, 0 point for the router. Okay, once we have that done, we don't actually have to mess with the toolpaths at all. They're going to fully auto-calculate for us because we moved them, we moved the parts of the vector and parts of the things we need to cut to that inside and outside cutout. And since for most of our stuff, we can get, all we're doing is cutting out full cutouts in sheet, we're not doing different depths or anything, we're able to have these two toolpaths that we need. It's going to cut all of the holes, and it's going to cut the outside. Reminder about the smallest hole we can cut is just around a hole for a number 10 through hole, so about 0.2. If we try to cut too much smaller than that, it won't work because we're cutting everything with a 4mm bit. If we need to drill something smaller, we can. It's just not going to work directly from the template, and we'll have to do some more. We'll have to make some tool paths, some drill tool paths, do the tool change, all of that. For any of our normal cutouts, we can ignore all of this and just go ahead and hit recalculate all tool paths. They were successfully calculated. We can come down and see the image, and we can see we have the little toolpath lines here. It shows us exactly where we're cutting everything out. And then really we're ready to go. We can just hit save and move on. But if we want to, we can go ahead and show the... what do I want to do? We can show the 3D view, and we can see that it's actually doing the cutouts the way we want. This will show you how many passes it's going to do. So for 0.09, it's going to do 2 passes. It's going to spiral down in all of these cutouts, so it's a little bit more because it's spiral cutting the holes all the way through, and then the outside is just going to do 2. For quarter, it'll do 5 passes. For 0.06, it'll do it in 1. So we can make sure that's working the way we want. And then we're good to just save this out. Save toolpath. We can make it something like bearing holder 090. Go ahead and hit save. And then you're ready to bring it into, for us, it's the Shop Saber controller. This is the Win CNC control panel. We can use this to zero our router. If it ever brings up that message, we just have to home it again. When it finishes homing, you'll be able to move the XY to set your XY 0. We should never need to Z0 if we're just continually cutting flat plate. We're going to use the same Z0, that's our spoil board 0, for all of our cuts. And so we can just XZ0 whenever we need to. If we break a bit and we have to change one, put in the new bit, run the tool height setting where it goes and touches the tool height sensor, get that, and again, you still have to just XY0. You shouldn't have to touch Z0. It'll calculate all of that for us. So we can just bring this over to where we want to cut on our 0.090 bed, hit XY0, bring in our bearing holder, and it is ready to cut right then. Make sure all the curtains are closed, the vacuum's on, it has air, all of those types of things that we know when we're doing our normal training. But it's ready to cut that quickly. We don't have to do nearly as much toolpath stuff for each layer, for each hole or anything. It's all done just in that move to layer operation. So it's nice and quick now for any of our sheet cutting that we need to do, just our standard sheet things on the router. Yeah, so that is all for today.